Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, writing students. So this is going to be a video that's going to show you how to use EBSCO and ProQuest specifically from the ANC library as well as Google Scholar. Now I do want to make this very clear that EBSCO and ProQuest are giving you access because you have an ANC account and ANC has an agreement with them where we can use it for free. Now, with that said, that means there is an ID and a password that you have to use for them. Generally, you can always find that on the portal under resources, and then you'll click on library online and it will have the electronic resources here. That also allows you the ability to access the resources from here. User ID and library password will be here for you, so keep that in mind. They're different for both of them. Google Scholar is free. You can always use that. These are always the best places to find good scholarly academic sources. Documentaries will also work as scholarly academic sources, except those are videos, so you'll have to find them. So you can use Netflix for that, or you can use YouTube occasionally. But things like YouTube and TikTok and other websites that aren't an aggregate, peer-reviewed website-based information are not going to be considered scholarly or academic. As I mentioned, the plus side to things like EBSCO, ProQuest, and Google Scholar, it cites it for you. You don't have to worry about doing that, which makes doing the works cited citation so much easier. But I want to walk through this. You may also occasionally have a password sheet on your class. Just make sure you go and look underneath where you're going to start looking for resources. We'll have that there for you as well. But let's go through EBSCO first. That is the primary one that we want to use first. So we're going to put in ANC library and Arkansas 22 with the exclamation point. And keep in mind the capitalization and punctuation is very important. Once you log in to EBSCO, we need to accept this so it'll leave us alone. You will see things like resources. You have Web, Espanol, Consumer Health Complete, English Language Learner, Novelist K through 8, Explorer Primary, all these things. What we want is EBSCOhost Web. So you'll click on that. From there, it's going to take you to this lovely long list of databases to choose from. Now, you can spend the time going through and reading what the description for each little database is, or you can just do the easy thing and hit select all and hit continue. From there, you are going to do your research. So here's the thing about finding sources. You have a topic, but if you have a topic like medical marijuana, and this is not a topic you can use, but we're going to use it, medical marijuana, and you hit search, just type it in, but search. I want you to pay attention to how many search results I have. 35,418. Way too many. I do want to narrow this down. So on EBSCO, you'll look over on the left-hand corner or left-hand column, and you'll see the limit to full text, peer-reviewed, image, quick view. I definitely want to limit to full text. It's going to update. That knocked us down to 24,000. Good. Then I want to do my publication date. Generally, you want to keep things from 5 years old or newer. Now, you may say, Ms. Cravens, why 5 years? Well, there's a lot of things that change in terms of information, especially for topic choices. Things are always being talked about, and you want your topic to be relevant. So if it's not been talked about in the last 5 years, it's probably not that relevant. 5 years is always a good basis. Plus, you have to think about things like cell phones change every year, so information and understanding and data may change every year. So we have that. You'll tap in 2017, 2022, or whatever the 5-year time span is, click somewhere, and it will update. Now that knocked us down to 8,000, so we went from 22 to 8. Great, we have knocked this down a lot more. But now we can go through and look at source type. Do you want news? And you can look at news, but this isn't going to be your scholarly source. This would be something like a secondary source, a little bit of information. Do you want magazines, academic journals, trade publications, reviews? You can look up books, reports. Do we want these? Maybe. We definitely probably don't want news, so we can hit this and we'll maybe deselect news. Maybe we don't want books because we don't want to read a book. Maybe we want reports, we're not sure. Maybe not trade publications or reviews. Magazines, academic journals, and reports are going to be good for us though. We'll update that. And now we're down to 1,911. Great. Now, since you selected full text, everything you see here is things that you can open, save, and use. The issue is, by searching just medical marijuana, it's looking for that phrase in everything. So maybe you want to look up medical marijuana benefits. The benefits of medical marijuana, from cancer to PTSD, marijuana's facts, figures, opportunities. I've got all the information I need, so these work out really well. Reviews, and go in and look at them. So let's say I want to use forcing medical marijuana patients to choose between employment and treatment. Okay. Or maybe I want to use this study. Wisconsin would see 1.1 billion benefit with medical marijuana legislation. So we're going to use this one. You can go in and listen to this one, or you can read it. It's a newspaper source. That's fine. So we're going to use this one. All right, I'm going to use this. I printed it. I've got it, but I need the citation for it. I told you, EBSCO cites it for you. On the right-hand column, you have tools. You can add it to your Google Drive. You can print it. You can email it to yourself. Don't save it because this is the library's thing, so you can't really save it. But you'll hit Cite. And from there, you will see this little box pop up. This is citation format. So you will scroll through here, and it's in alphabetical order, ABC. And you find MLA 9th edition, and you will copy and paste this into your Works Cited. And there you go. You don't have to worry about no citation. And then you'll know that you'll cite MESC for Shelley for the name, and you'll go that way. It's all cited, formatted properly for you. Ta-da! And then you'll go back and you'll do more searches. If you want to look for medical marijuana benefits as a phrase, you can do it like this. So that will find the exact phrasing, medical marijuana benefits, in the essay. Or you can take it out and other things. There's a lot of ways to search. You may have to not just use that. You may have to use like profit or whatever. Don't just think about your topic as in the small topic. Think about the larger discussions that you're going to have with it when you're searching for it, okay? All right, let's say we want to go back, and we're going to use ProQuest instead because we want that. So we're going to go back to the library homepage, go back to the library page, going to go back to resources to library online, and then we're going to hit search ProQuest. We need to log in. Even though it will let you look at ProQuest, from here, you do need to log in because you'll get more features that way. So you'll do the more access options, and you'll do that, and you'll type in ANC library, and then you'll put in the password, which is currently the zip code. Ignore what Chrome tells you to do. You can't change the password. You have no control over that. And now we're going to go here and search here. We're going to search 17 databases. We want to hit full text first, and then we're going to type in our topic of medical marijuana. And it's going to search, and then it's going to pull up 595,000 results. Ta-da! That's a lot. Of course, the thing is, we haven't, narrowed it down yet. So let's go to publication date and hit last 5 years. You don't have to type in years for this one. You just hit last 5 years. Now you have 271. Okay, that's good. Maybe we want to look at the result types. We don't want wire feeds. Those aren't going to be helpful. We may want newspapers. We may want blogs. We may want scholarly journals. Don't use dissertation and theses unless you want to. That is mostly like academic students' writings. Maybe a little bit harder to work through and look at. You can look at audio and video works. You can look at government publications if you want to like figure out what they're saying, because those tend to be written in very confusing language for lay people. Trust me. Do other sources, do magazines. Maybe we'll do some reports. We're not going to look at books. And we'll hit apply. It took it a minute, but we're back, and now we're down to 143,000. That's fine. Okay, so we'll go through and we'll look at these, and we'll discuss, and we'll figure out. And let's say that we want this one, the one from the Atlanta Journal, this newspaper article. And we look at it, and we're like, oh man, yeah, this is a really good article. I really like it. It'll be great for what I need it for. So then you need to save it. So you save it as a PDF, you email it to yourself, you print it, and then we need the site now, remember? So hit Site. And then this one pops up in its own little box. So you'll click up here and you'll see all of these editions. So many editions. Oh gosh. We want to choose MLA 8th or MLA 9th Basic. Okay? 8th or 9th is fine. I'm not going to nag you on it. So you can hit 9th, copy and paste that, and you're done. And then you know that you'll cite niece for Mark's last name, and you'll go about your way. You can also export it to a file, so you can do an Excel format, RefWorks, Citavi, Noodle Tools, EasyBib. You can do that, but you can just copy and paste to your own. And then you're going to go back, and maybe instead of looking at newspapers, we're going to take those out. We don't want newspapers in here. We want to look at solely scholarly journals. Sorry, it's a real slow process, guys. Probably should have just went in it and deselected everything. All right, so we're just going to look at scholarly journals. And here's all these journals that talk about this, the construct of medical and non-medical marijuana, and that may be something that interests you, the construct of it. It's literature review. You can sometimes read the abstract, which is not reading the whole thing, but you can click on this and it'll show you the abstract, and it gives you a summary of what the whole thing is about. Now, keep in mind, you can't just read the abstract and know what it's talking about. You have to pull from the source itself, so you will need to read them. Take your time and find sources that are going to be helpful to you, okay? The last one is going to be Google Scholar. So let's say we're done here, so we're going to go to scholar.google.com. And it's going to pull this up. You don't need to be logged in anything. You can be logged in your own account, like your own Gmail account. It doesn't matter. But we're going to look up medical marijuana. And this even fills in. But we're just going to look it up. We hit search. We want to custom range the time, of course. So we want 2017 to 2022. Let's search. And this gives us all of the wonderful, beautiful things. So if it does not have a link out here, it generally means you may not be able to read it. So this, if I click on this, it only gives me the abstract. I can't read it here. You may be able to find this on one of the other sites, EBSCO or ProQuest, probably not. But always when you're just choosing, look over here for this, and then go through and select the ones that you'll be able to. So let's say we're just going to start with the top one. We want the medical marijuana and marijuana legalization. It takes you to that website. You see the abstract, you see the keywords. The full text is here. You can download the PDF. Do whatever you need to do, okay? So we want to use that one for sure. That's what we want. So here, when you're going to cite, down here it says save site, cited by. If you save, you can save to your own, especially if you're logged in your own account. I'm going to hit cite because I want to cite it. It only gives us the 5 basic citations. We're doing MLA. Click on it, hit Control-C, and it will copy it. And then you Control-V it into your thing. Make sure you keep the proper formatting, okay? Those are the 3 main scholarly sites that you're going to use. The 3 main search engines that you will use when you're looking for your academic sources. Anything else, the 1/3 of the 2/3, can be YouTube videos, TED Talks. All those things are wonderful. If you're not sure, then double check. It's okay. But keep in mind, for your other sources, you have a plethora of information out there that you can use. Anecdotal information is good. TikToks are great to use because there's a lot of actual information on TikTok that is educational or informational. And some people will actually break down information to make it easier to understand for people. Same thing with YouTube, same thing with TED Talks. Podcasts are great to use as well, even documentaries. You have the world is your oyster in terms of the sources you use, but for your academic scholarly sources, EBSCO, ProQuest, Google Scholar. Have fun doing this, guys. See you later.